No. Let's put on fucking... Just an all-time classic.
He's been drinking coffee since he was 3, like the British with tea.
Woo! Crack a coffee to that one.
With feet.
Big A, I'm flying a plane while watching it right now. What? Don't do that. You're a pilot? Are you like a Southwest pilot? Don't. Turn me off. Fly like carefully. Can you imagine if a fucking plane crashes? They scour the wreckage, hundreds dead. They look in the black box, hear the final recording, and it's you saying, "Oh, glizzy hands." You're singing along to fucking Coffee Cow? That's the last thing they find in the black box? No. Fucking fly safe. Best spirit. Yeah, best spirit about it.
So think a little bit critically. Moist liquid indeed. Don't be the next fit for sure.
Finally watching your I Expect You to Die playthrough.
When the coffee
Yeah, I never even finished that game. It was awesome. I actually should. I haven't played VR in a minute. I would love to reset that up. I was thinking of springing for an index.
He said, careful son for what you wish for. When you strive for more, you can end up too deep.
Wait, you're engaged, right? I'm married, bro.
He said, make me a coffee.
That's right.
I don't care what you have to do.
Put a ring on it.
Give me 4 stomachs so I can handle all this brew. Make me a coffee cow. I don't care what you have to do. Give me more stomachs so
Atrioc, are you ready to see Evan Gow's new video where he's sneaking your wedding? He didn't sneak into my wedding. Evan Gow did not sneak into my wedding. He was invited. He actually came up and gave a brilliant speech. He's done 2 backflips. No, he didn't sneak into my wedding. I mean, there was a loud rustling from the bushes, which I thought was odd, but it couldn't have been him. Atrioc, why are we doing wins and fails when your biggest win already happened? What do you mean? Are you trying to be nice? Is that like a nice... What is that? It's a news show. You talking about the news. It's not my personal wins and fails. What is that? It's a fucking... You talk about what's going on.
Coffee, 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 cow. I can hear you under the moon. Coffee, coffee, coffee.
I heard rumors. Yeah, you heard rumors correct. We're going to get to it too in a bit. But today's wins and fails is special. It's a special wins and fails. Would you go MBB or stay an agency? What the fuck are you saying? What the fuck is MBB? What do you mean agents? What are you talking about? What an indecipherable question. Both. Oh, speaking of not that at all. In any way. Someone said basketball. Has anyone seen the movie Hustle with Adam Sandler? That is my favorite Adam Sandler movie of all time. It's my favorite one. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the whole thing, start to finish. It was a great movie. It was a simple, great movie. I mean, listen, I think Uncut Gems is probably a better movie, but Uncut Gems is stressful, bro. Stresses you out. What a simple, good movie Hustle was. I didn't know what to expect going in. It was just like I don't know. If you like basketball, there's no way you couldn't enjoy it. It's like a clear love of the game, simple, good story. I liked it a lot. It's not as good as Next in Line, of course, but we haven't made that yet. Punch Drunk Love is great. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it way more than I had any right to. You forgot Pixels? I did not forget Pixels. Let me tell you, I didn't forget Pixels when I was talking about good movies from Adam Sandler. No, I remembered it quite well. The The Cobbler. Awful. That's what I'm talking about. Adam Sandler has this deal with Netflix for like 12 movies. He signed like this fucking... He was one of the first big actors to sign a deal with Netflix. A multiple movie overall deal for a ton of money. Hundreds of millions, I think. And all the movies he made with Netflix were trash. He made like back-to-back trash. He made the movie about his agent. He made The Cobbler. He made... And it was like some of the worst fucking 4 or 5 movies that he's ever made. And like they're all bad. And then he made Hustle. And I was like, what? Where did this come from? Why is it so fucking good? It's like, is this a really fucking fun, good basketball movie? I was shocked. I was blown. Click is not the GOAT. Oh my God. Click is a bad movie. Click has one good scene, and it's the one where everybody cries. It's with his dad. But the rest of the movie is so dumb, dude. Click goated. Oh my God, dude. No, Click is not the GOAT. That's the most Zoomer take you guys Zoomers have ever had. Saying Click is the GOAT. Oh God. Oh God, dude. Click is so dumb, dude. Click has one good scene. That's it. One good scene in the whole movie. Yeah, you guys were really moved though, right? Whenever he takes the fucking Click remote and he makes the big booby women rewind and he goes, oh, that part changed your life. That was fucking Oscar worthy. Oh, the part where the fucking dog farts and he rewinds so he can get the fart again on the guy. That was, oh my God, genius. There's like a fucking dick or fart joke every 14 seconds in that movie. Stop, I'm crying. Jack and Jill. Oh yeah, you guys love Jack and Jill too? Please God. I think Jack and Jill has fucking a better scene than Click. The Jack and Jill, Al Pacino, Duncan Sheen. I'm gonna watch it right now. This is one of the best scenes in any Adam Sandler movie. Brewing. The rest of Jack and Jill is absolutely awful. I love this scene too because it's like, I remember doing something similar. Now, not as egregious as this, but I remember, most of the marketing campaigns that I've pitched and gone through with it, NVIDIA have done well. I mean, Frames When Games has done well, and Green Hat did well, and Ultimate Countdown did well. But I did pitch a campaign where it was like, this has been a while, so I'm sure it's fine. I pitched a campaign where it was like, it was for laptops. And the idea was there is so much stuff in the laptop, but it's thin. The laptop is thin and powerful. So it's like, how do they fit all this stuff in the laptop? And the idea was like, it was a bunch of objects. How do I describe it? It was the Nike shoe was the example. What was the name of that Nike shoe? Has anyone ever seen that? Nike did something similar, right? Where they had like, it was like a bunch of pillows and it was like a bunch of foam and a bunch of cushion. It was like all this in one shoe. It was that idea. And so I had like the idea that it would be like a disco ball because of all the lighting, and like an ice machine because it runs cold, and like tons of and a graphics card and like all this stuff, all this power, like a full-size graphics card and like a full-size desktop PC, all this stuff, and it's like it's all being tied together and it's like bursting at the seams, and it's like all this in a laptop package. That was the idea, but in practice it didn't look good. I don't even think I can find it. I'm not sure it's still up. The idea was good. To be clear, the idea was good in theory. It would be like, it was all this in a small package, but in practice, it just looked like a pile of garbage. Like in practice, it looked like it was like a fog machine with a disco ball strapped to it, with a keyboard strapped to it, with a GPU strapped to it, and it just didn't look good. Visually, it wasn't appealing. The thing about the Nike one was that it was appealing. Oh, F. We back? We back? We back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back, we back. It should have just been a gaming PC? Yeah. In hindsight, what it should have been was just a desktop PC. Like a really, really nice desktop PC, but somehow being squeezed into a tiny package. And it was like you get the power of a full desktop in a laptop. That was what we wanted to get across, but we got too cute with it. We threw in too much stuff. There was just too much. And it was all tied together with a belt, so it just looked weird. So we didn't hold that campaign for very long. But anyway, this scene reminds me of this because I remember you have to show in meetings like what, you know, the creative team has been working on, like what you, and it's like, we can fix this. You know,
Tell me what part you would lose, but I think
you're like, oh, you think it's good, but we would. I've been in like this similar situation. It's I find this to be very funny, very funny. It's one good scene in a terrible movie. A Dunka-Chino. Strike Room, thank you for the prime. Jeff Coat, thank you for the prime. End Zones, thank you for the prime. We're gonna start here in probably 5-10 minutes. We're gonna do wins and fails. Oops, all wins edition is gonna be fire. Mingsy, thank you for the prime. Mingsy, thank you for the 2 primes. How did you do that? How did Mingsy give me 2 primes? Very odd. Have you seen the Dunkachino speed run? No, I haven't. Have you watched the new Nathan Fielder show, The Rehearsal? Yeah, I watched it after my wedding rehearsal. How ironic is that? It's not ironic at all. It's coincidental. Yeah, I watched it with London Stans. It was very funny. Only episode 1. The part, I don't want to spoil it. Nathan Fielder's new show is fire. It's not a spoil. I guess, actually, the show's not about spoilers at all. The show's about him taking people and running him through real life situations over and over. Like he makes a practice set. Like if you were about to have a job interview, he would make a practice recreation of the entire office where you'd be having the interview and like have you run it through 100 times so you can prepare for it. And it's just like a funny, weird, that's the idea. And the first guy, I'm not going to spoil what he has to do, but he has to say something important, but he's going to do it at a trivia show. It's like a bar trivia night. And Nathan Fielder doesn't want him to get nervous about the bar trivia. So Nathan Fielder finds the answers to all the bar trivia questions ahead of time and then sneaks them into everyday conversation with the guy while in like the weeks leading up to it. And there's one part where he hires a cop to like block them from entering a street. Like they're thinking they're on a casual walk and they're blocked. Like you can't go back there. It was just a murder homicide. And the guy's like, holy, what? And he's like, yeah, guy shot himself, shot his wife. It's days like these I curse the Chinese for inventing gunpowder in 1842. Or whatever. Yeah, whatever day. It's so fucking funny. Oh my God. I was fucking dying. I was literally fucking dying. And the guy doesn't know. Again, the guy with him has no fucking idea that everything around him is being scripted to catch him up, to get him prepared. It was really, really funny. It's called The Rehearsal, so I'll check it out. I only saw episode 1. I heard episode 2 kind of falls off, but that's only from Lud. And what does he know? You know, he thought the Batman should have more Avengers jokes. You know, you can't trust him. Oh, they have another guy, a construction worker, and he's like on a light pole fixing something. And Nathan's like, wow, it's really tall, that building you're working on or whatever. And then the guy's like, yeah, it's a tall building, not as tall as the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, which stands at a whopping 4,323 feet. It was really funny. Yeah, it was fucking funny. Episode 4, I haven't seen it yet, but I will. I'll be on it. Yeah, Rehearsal's great. Yeah, it's called The Rehearsal on HBO Max. All right. Anyway. What else are we gonna talk about? Because we're gonna get to wins and fails here in like 8 minutes. All right. So we got to get our banter out of the way. Hit me with questions? What's going on? What the fuck else can we talk about before I jump into the wins and fails? Better Call Saul. I am caught up. It's great, obviously. I can't talk about it because I don't want to spoil for anybody. Although they're going heavy on the Gene stuff, but we'll see. I can't talk about it. What's your second favorite Adam Sandler movie after Hustle? I don't know. I like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all the classics. Uncut Gems is great, obviously. Hustle was very motivating, you know? It was good. It was just a good movie. It was a good, feel-good movie. I liked it. Was Quincy the ring bearer at the wedding? I'm timing you out. What a stupid fucking question, bro. Come on. You got to have a better way to engage with me as a human being. Okay? It's just not a fucking... This isn't a fucking Chuck E. Cheese, bro. There's not even any effort in that. That is some fucking Mad Libs shit. That is some Mad Libs fucking shit. It's like, you know, you're just pulling random words from streams that I've done, and you know it's a wedding, and you're like, this will get them. This will be entertaining. Was Quincy the ring bearer at the wedding? What the fuck do I say to that? Yo, what did you say? Who that said something? Yo, thanks for the wedding invite. That reception was a fucking movie for real, for real. Yeah, no problem, who that. It was great seeing you there. It really was a movie for real, for real. Shit was a movie, dude. Shit was a fucking movie. Oh my God, I totally forgot this from my wedding stories. Oh, how did I forget this? I think I blocked it out. Dude, on the day before the wedding, during the fucking rehearsal, right before I watched the rehearsal, we have just the groomsmen and the bridesmaids and my family and her family. And we're at the venue and we're practicing what's going to happen. You just like figure out, you know, what order you come out, who's going to say what, where. You're practicing. And while we're doing this, when we have like a little break, my dad opens up a fucking poster roll and rolls out the fucking $800 gigantic Atrioc poster that Isto painted. And then he gets all my fucking boys and everybody to sign it. Because apparently whoever fucking spent $800 on it for the charity auction asked him to. And my dad just said yes. I was like, Dad, you can just say no. What the fuck? So he went on and he got fucking... My mom signed it. Ludwig signed it. Stan signed it. I think Ari fucking signed it. It's just it's a fucking giant poster of my dad. I don't know. My dad's too nice on that shit. I signed it. Yes, of course. It's so crazy that it went for $800. I was telling him there, but if you guys don't know, I bid $500 on it in an attempt to burn it. And I lost. I can't believe I spent $500 on a poster of my father and I couldn't win that bid. Anyway, insane. Fucking insane. I don't know what to tell you. Why doesn't your dad stream League? Beyond me. Maybe because when I played League of Legends, he fucking hated it. And would get so mad at me. It's crazy how different my dad is now than he used to be. It's fucking crazy. My dad is revisionist history, I gotta tell you. My dad said some very choice words about gaming and streaming and esports. That he no longer seems, now that I make money from it, no longer seems to come up. No longer seems to be one of his top priorities to mention. Curious. You're very results based. Yeah, homie switches up. Money talks, bro. Tell him you're quitting streaming and your job to become a professional League player and see what he says. I might bring him back. I might bring the old Darren back. If I tell him I'm quitting fucking Nvidia and streaming, I'm gonna go full on League of Legends. Just the grind, dude. Just me and the grind. Yeah, I might bring him out. I might bring back the old favorite games. Bro, is that your first message? I know. I appreciate you trying. You just show up and ask me favorite games. Come on. That's it's like, it's fine, dude. It's a fine question. It just feels like you're not reading the room. You're just fucking. That's like your first day on Twitch. Do I just ask these people their favorite games or what? It's like the default icebreaker is what it is. So you come here often, or? Oh, one more thing. That reminds me. Just one more thing. I'm about to jump into it. Don't get please. We were hanging out. We were having the rehearsal. Well, we were just having a dinner. Actually, we were just having a dinner before the wedding with all the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. And I was talking with Ari's bridesmaid, Juno. Very nice woman, and she's great. And we were all shooting the shit over favorite scary movies. We were all talking about favorite scary movies. And I just remember Juno was like joining in the conversation heavily. Like, for some, she's like, oh, that one sucks. Or this one, she was like, you know, I like this one. She was participating heavily in the conversation as if she was an avid consumer of scary movies. And then that night we put on, what's the movie where they're all in Sweden and it's a cult? The A24 movie where they're all in Sweden. Midsummer. We put on Midsummer, which is what you might call a daytime horror movie because there's not a lot of jump scare. There's not jump scares. It's like, it's just kind of creepy and unsettling, but it's not like, you know. So we put on Midsummer, and the second the first even remotely tiniest scary thing happens, not only can she not watch, she has to stand up and go across the room and look at the wall. And she played so hard at dinner. At dinner, she was talking like she's a fucking avid scary movie consumer. And it turns out she cannot watch one fucking frame of one scary movie without freaking out. Which is fine. Just say that. The only reason we picked Midsummer is because everyone was talking that shit at fucking dinner. I assumed that we were all fucking into scary movies. She fucking switched up real quick. I've done something like that before. Yeah, I mean, we've all done stuff like that before. It was funny. But she was like, yeah, I just wanted to fit in at dinner. Yeah, she was not about it. She was, well, like, good movie. Midsummer, good movie. What does your mom say when you're trying to get esports when you're younger? My mom's always been supportive. My mom's ride or die. She never understood any of it, but she was like, yeah, you'll figure it out. But also, you know, I mean, my dad was paying for everything, right? So he was the one like, you need to fucking get out of this house. You need to get a job at Costco tomorrow. You know, he had more incentive to fucking boot me. Favorite games? Easy question. I have a video. What about 10 out of 10 games? Go watch it. It talks about all my fucking favorite games of all time. Easy clap. Favorite scary movie? Scream 1. I think Scream 1 is the fucking perfect scary movie. Did your dad switch up on gaming when Amazon bought Twitch or before that? No, my dad switched up on gaming when he first saw the Twitch office. That was the first day. He teared up a little bit. And I teared up a little bit, to be honest. The first day my dad saw the Twitch office when I was working there, and he was like, holy shit. Twitch office is really nice. That was before Amazon even bought it, but it was like, there's like free fucking everything. It was peak Silicon Valley, 2014. Just a bunch of fucking startup money burned on employee perks. Oh, those were the days, dude. 2014 working at Twitch. Just fucking walk in, play Melee at lunch, free catered lunch. big fucking wall of free drinks, free catered dinner, fucking arcade machines in the fucking break room, melee in the break room. God, that was juice. Streaming on her. I'm not on my honeymoon. Stupid question. Obviously, I'm not in my fucking room on my honeymoon. I am traveling this weekend though. Where my workplace has free Gatorade, so they don't have to give us breaks for heat exhaustion. That would not fly in front of the Department of Labor. That is not a legally binding replacement. I am pretty sure that if someone were to report that, their excuse that they gave you Gatorade would not fly with OSHA. You can't. You have legally mandated breaks regardless. Especially if heat exhaustion is at play. I mean, unless it's like, wait. Is it the blueberry ice one? Is it like the if it's a chilled light blue Gatorade, then that counts. That one is fucking cool blue. Yeah. That one's refreshing. Glacier Freeze. If it's a Glacier Freeze, cool blue Gatorade, then yes, of course they're doing their duty, and you should be not complaining. That'll chill you off. Glacier Freeze will chill you off. If it's the fucking default yellow one, you need to report. Is it just Cool Blue? I think it's just called Cool Blue. Isn't Glacier Freeze purple? Whichever one's the blue one, it fucking magnifique. Yeah, Cool Blue. Cool Blue. That's the fucking Gatorade. That's the peak. Just say what color it is. Okay, relax. You're all capsing. We got a lot to talk about. Don't get too heated just yet. Don't get too heated just yet. What do you even do at NVIDIA? Like, what's your everyday life right there? Oh, I handcraft all the GPUs. Great question. Yeah. Every time someone yells at marketing on social media that they should be making more GPUs, that team goes to me and says, "Get going, Brandon. Keep making them." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I actually handcraft them all. Well, get back to work. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I have one of your GPUs. Well, open it up because I signed them all. I put a little signature in there. You making the GPU sounds like a barista making coffee. There's more welding involved. Dark Brandon, we'll get to that. We'll talk about Dark Brandon in a second. Dark Brandon's laser eyes are fucking flickering. What the heck? I just looked up NVIDIA. It's so pretty. Oh, NVIDIA HQ? NVIDIA HQ is fire. Although, you only talk about the outside. Well, I'll show you this. This is the last thing I'll do. I'll show you NVIDIA HQ. But then I'm going to go to wins and fails. From the outside, it's such a fire headquarters. It looks so sick. It looks so sick from the outside. On the inside, I'll be honest with you, it looks like a spaceship. It looks like a movie set. It's so easy to get lost. It looks like this, actually. You can sort of see it right here. It's like this. It's all white monolith. Everything's triangles. Every hallway looks the same. It's so easy to get lost. Like, it took me like I'd probably be lost right now if I went back to it. It took me like 8 months of working there to like, you can't find, every conference room looks exactly the same. Yeah, it's like just infinite triangles. Everything looks identical. And all the hallways are pure white, and there's no decoration, no plants or anything. Very, very surreal. Oh, wait. How long can you get lost before your boss gets upset? I took like 8 months. I was still showing up to meetings like, where is this? People, but everyone did it. Honestly, because I was the first wave of people to move into the new office. It was like the first year it was open. And everyone was lost all the time. Everyone was always showing up at least 5 minutes late to meetings. Like, I couldn't find this place. That's NVIDIA's employee retention program. You can't quit if you can't find your way out. Okay, well, we've been work from home for 2 years. I don't know if that's exactly the... That sounds like an awful work environment. Okay, well, I guess there could be an environment where you don't get lost but get paid worse and have worse benefits. I think I would take what they're giving, which is like one of the highest, I think the highest median pay of any company in America versus slightly confusing headquarters. That's what if there's a fire? How do you escape? It's not like it's hard to get out. The entire fucking wall is a giant, everything's a glass window and a giant triangle. The hard part is finding your way around when you're inside. You know where the exit is. I'm still stuck in the headquarters. Okay, we're getting off track. Can we see the ring? Yeah, you can see the ring. It's right here. There it is. Oh, you know what I figured out I could do today? Well, first of all, I can't get the fucking ring off. Ow. It makes it really satisfying. Like you can flick it like a coin. I was doing this while I watched Hustle for like 3 hours. And there's no way that I just dropped it. There's no way that I do that on like a train and lose it instantly. No way. No way, dude. Okay. Hey. Stop bantering with me. It's time for something more serious. It's time for Marketing Monday, baby. Let's get into the wins and fails, but sometimes we do it a little different around here. Today's wins and fails. Introduction will come after this. First, tag yourself. Welcome to Marketing Monday on Monday, August 8th. Check. Married edition. Marketing Monday, married edition. The first Marketing Monday since I have officially tied the knot with my fiance. Claps from me. And in the spirit of positivity, in the spirit of this new wonderful moment in my life, I am going to try and take a turn, okay? Take the road less traveled on these Marketing Mondays for once, because the past few have been called, quote, depressing. People have been saying that the wins and fails that I bring up are almost always really just fails. And it's making them a little stressed out and anxious. And when you're dealing with Zoomers who are already very anxious, it can really push them over the edge. So I need to rein it in again. I need to remind you guys that there is some good news occasionally in the worlds of marketing and business. Obviously, we're in the middle of a tumultuous economic time, but that doesn't mean we can't find the bright spots. So today is the Marketing Monday, first time, Oops, All Wins edition. Oops, all wins. Oops, all wins. Oops, all wins. Let's go, baby. Let's find out a bunch of things that are actually wins and talk about them. Starting with a little history for this one. You guys know that Taco Bell has tried to open in Mexico a number of times and have always failed. I don't know if you guys are aware. Taco Bell has spent many, many years attempting to start its franchise in Mexico, and it has always failed because, of course, Mexicans do not want to buy Taco Bell. They have access to much better tacos. I wonder why. But thankfully, we can add up another win in the world of business today because the same thing just happened to Domino's in Italy, baby. Domino's Italy finally went bankrupt, and the Italians have booted all of this awful Domino's pizza out of the boot. So big win for at least these fast food corporations having a loss somewhere. Let's go, baby. Yeah, silent end of Domino's Pizza in Italy. They tried, and they tried, and they tried. And even with a pretty decent online delivery program, they couldn't get Italians to care about their substandard pizza. And so they are out. Our first win. Something bad happening to a big corporation. And that might be a theme today. Bad things happen to them too. And we can talk about it. So let me pull up another one. Oh, another great one. Here's another win. Right off the rip. How many of you, would say you are somewhat proficient or very proficient at writing werewolf erotica? Show of hands. Okay, a lot of you. That's good. That's great. Well, guess what? Here's the win. It's actually a massive global gig work trend. Apparently, the demand for werewolf and other monster type erotica is so gargantuanly high that people are hiring gig workers at pretty good rates. Like $300 a book, but they're churning out these books and they're pretty short. Across the globe, millions of dollars of revenue every month, basically to churn out chapter after chapter after chapter of werewolves getting it on. So if you think you have that in you, if you got that dog in you, so to speak, then get on these gig services and you could be making easy cash. And what's funny is, I mean, this article is very fascinating. Maybe I'll link it to you guys. Here's an example. The Alpha's lost Luna. Adam, Alpha of the Blackstone Pack and CEO of Black Accountancy Ltd, has waited a long time to find his mate. He's a werewolf. And there are many books in this series. The Alpha's runaway way. They all involve something you might call like the Twilight or the 50 Shades of Grey formula, where the person is not only mysterious and have magical powers, but he also is extremely rich and will buy you whatever you want. It's a real wish fulfillment kind of situation. But what's funny is the demand for it is so high that some like Filipino and Chinese companies are literally just yoinking popular novels like Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey, distilling it down to an outline of the exact plot points at every beat, and then just Mad Lib style filling in different monsters and different names, basically, and then republishing it over and over and over and over and over for free money. It's actually fucking genius. People, no matter how many ways they do it, people are eating it up. It's doing crazy on these new apps. Good Novel, Web Novel, Fizzo. Again, these are consistently ranking among the most downloaded reading apps in the United States, and they all charge users a small fee for the next chapter or the next book. And so the demand is there, and they're making big money. Werewolf and the CEO, Werewolf and the Mafia, Werewolf and the Dragon. These are all real books. Oh my God, wait. Here's even a professional course on Good Novel on how to write a werewolf bestseller. Which recommends that you need an alpha. You need an alpha. An alpha character. Popular types. The female lead. The male lead needs to be an alpha. There's self-conflict. So you guys just follow this guide. Write this down, and you'll be printing money before you know it. Another win. Another win. Marketing money, not only teaching you things, but also getting you basically a job. Tell your mom you got a job today. Writing werewolf erotica. Easy. Although if you're writing for this audience, you need a Sigma. Let me tell you, you don't need an alpha. You need a Sigma. Let's get another win. Let's get a real win in the actual news. This is a win for rebranding, and this is an actual win. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm actually pretty excited about this. So what do you do if you are a deeply unpopular president and you're having a tough time getting your ambitious Build Back Better agenda passed? Step one, motherfucker, you add a little bit of laser eyes. Dark Brandon, baby. Dark Brandon is the first positive piece of marketing that fucking Joe Biden has had in a hot minute. Your malarkey has been going on for long enough, kiddo. The rise of Dark Brandon. And speaking of rebranding, what do you do if you've got an ambitious climate and tax reform bill? Boring, who cares about that? That can't get passed in the Senate. Uh-oh. You just call it the Inflation Reduction Act. All of a sudden, Dark Brandon finally got his bill passed. He renamed it to the Inflation Reduction Act. It's the same stuff. It's mostly clean energy and improvements to the tax code. But they called it the Inflation Reduction Act, and it finally got passed. And it contains a number of things that are actually pretty awesome. It's the largest ever climate bill ever passed in the Senate. With a not nearly far enough, really, actually is what it used to be, but it's the farthest one we've ever had. You have to take wins where you can get them. This is a win. There's a lot of stuff here to spur the growth of green energy. And most importantly to me, this is the one I want to talk about the most. I think this is a legitimate, honest to God, actual win. And people are going to say it's crazy. It is the biggest ever funding increase for the IRS. And everybody, I know, everybody hates the fucking IRS. Everybody thinks the IRS is bad. But to be quite honest, if you look at the numbers, the only thing that's happened in the past 15, 20 years is a steady defunding of the IRS. And yet, they have not decreased the amount of audits they've done on poor people. That's the same. You know what has declined massively over the past 15 years? Any type of investigation at all on the very wealthy. The main thing that squeezing the IRS's budget over and over the past 15 years has done has made sure that rich people can avoid any type of accountability for any type of tax fraud or tax loopholes that they're exploiting. People who make over $400,000 have been the biggest beneficiaries of a completely neutered tax code. And so what this finally does is allow the IRS to have a little bit of breathing room to actually go after some of the biggest tax offenders, because there are many of them. And in fact, one interesting study that I saw talked about how tax fraud or whatever the middle ground, tax, what do you call it when you're like, you know how when you're like little brother is like, I'm not touching you? They're not technically touching you, but they are being a dick. Tax evasion, tax dishonesty. There's a lot of like tax, I'm not touching you. A lot of wealthy people do a lot of questionable gray area things in the world of tax. And they rely on it not being investigated. And so this funding increase is actually such a massive win for finally, pushing some of that back into the darkness. Anyway, what I found in the study was that tax gray area, tax dishonesty, spreads organically through word of mouth. So what basically happens is there'll be a neighborhood of rich people, and all of them use the normal loopholes, but basically pay their taxes. And then one of them will figure out that you can kind of do this. There's this thing you can do, and it lets you sneak around in this little bit of tax. And it literally spreads like a virus from that person, because that person tells their rich friends, and they start doing it. They tell their rich friends, and they start doing it. And they all assume, because the first person didn't get caught, that they won't get caught. And so if you don't enforce for one person, eventually it spreads so far wide that it's systemic. And every rich person is using every fucking loophole, and the regular person is getting screwed. So this is the biggest turning point that I've seen in finally getting some of these tax paid from the wealthiest Americans. So I think it's a big win. I actually think it's an honest-to-God win. It's the thing that I think is most interesting. Again, there's also a 50% tax on corporations with $1 billion in profits. If you have over $1 billion in profit, there'll be a tax on you. They're going to find a way to mask or hide profit. I don't know how well this will be at actually netting tax revenue for the government, but this will help. This all helps. And then also, not good enough, not nearly good enough, but prescription drug negotiation allows Medicare to negotiate as a group for prescription drugs to get lower prices. So this is all good stuff. I'm a pretty big fan of this bill as a whole. I wish it went farther on almost everything, but it's something. It's progress. So I wanted to give a win to Laser Eyes Dark Brandon here for finally getting for rebranding his bill to something palatable and getting it passed, because it's actually good. It's actually something that I'm happy to give a dub to. A rare. This is a rare. I don't give a lot of Biden dubs here, but I'll give a dub here for this. And also, you're gonna see a lot of this. I want you guys to just know. So I understand that people don't like the fucking IRS, but you're going to see so many. If you just look at IRS, it was trending, and you're going to see a lot of the same fucking talking points. They're going to keep mentioning 87,000 IRS agents and talking about how it's all coming after you. But the data does not bear this out. Because the people that are funding these talking points are the people who have the most to lose, because they've been committing light or heavy tax fraud for the past 10 years. Okay? And they are very nervous about either getting caught or losing these tax loopholes that they've gotten away with by not being audited. And so they're going to push a lot of these talking points. I just want to try and find, I had a fucking, is this it? Come on, baby. 1 second. Wait, hold up. Is this it? Hold up, give me 1 second. Hold up. This is it. There it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The wealthy are far more likely to misreport their income on their taxes. Audits for the richest have been falling faster than those earning the least for the past 10 years. Millionaires are 80% less likely to be audited in 2018 than they were in 2011. Yeah. Audits of millionaires recouped just $1.9 billion in 2018, down from $6 billion in 2010. All this stuff. So there's a lot of evidence this will help us tax the rich, which is good. It's big dub. Big dub. You can find all this source right here. These are all linked. Inflation Reduction Act. Bink. Anyway, very, very interesting. And, you know, as I've actually, I don't know, I've noticed this personally, just as I've seen, you know, I have more sources of income, and there's like many things they talk about are ways that are like gray areas. You know, when you have just a W-2, it's very simple. And that's why people are losing their mind if they think that what's going to happen is that they're going to look closer at your fucking W-2. This is like literally only people that are making $4,000 or above. Mostly people that have fucking... The person that's going to be scared of this the most is the guy that owns like fucking 48 dealerships. They make fucking $28 million a year and they underpay their employees and fucking lie on taxes. And that is the one they're afraid of the IRS getting funding. Yeah, that's me. I hate this. Well, then get on Twitter. Okay. Anyway, that's a win. Let me get another win here. Let me keep the win. The win train fucking continues, dude. It's unstoppable. Bro, the problem is I fucking over-tabbed myself. Okay. Oh, dude, it's so rare. It's so fucking rare that you get an actual win-win. A piece of news that is two alternate paths and both of them lead to a win. But that is what I want to talk about with the recent announcement that Amazon is going to attempt to buy the Roomba Corporation iRobot. Okay? Either way, it's a win. Because here it is. Amazon is going to buy the iRobot deal. And now you might be thinking on the surface, this is bad. This is bad. This is terrible. Amazon's already an extremely powerful monopolistic corporation, and they're going to just buy their way into a market where the dominant player, Roomba, already has 75% market share. They're just going to buy their way to a monopoly. They're going to get their way into our homes even more. Amazon already wants to have access to everything we think while we're at home. They want to put the Amazon Echo in there, but now they're going to have this. Okay, you think that's bad? First of all, here's the first way it's a win. The first way it's a win is if it doesn't happen. If actually the FTC antitrust review actually stops it from happening, then we have actual monopoly enforcement for once. That's a win. And they are at least pretending they're going to be aggressive about it. For the first time in a while, the FTC is waking up and saying, hey, we need to heavily review this to see if it's a monopoly, because usually you shouldn't be able to buy your way in. The reason it's extra bad, and the reason that the FTC might actually have a case, is that, monopoly law, antitrust law, is pretty strict about buying out your direct competitor. If someone is beating you in the marketplace and you just use your massive market power to buy them out, that's like pretty much expressly forbidden. And so Amazon is a direct competitor of Roomba because they actually made their own smart vacuum. And that is why, and they lost. But that is why it's a win, even if Amazon wins. You know why? Because their smart vacuum, the Amazon Astro, is so fucking creepy. And so if they win and buy Roomba, this thing will die. So it's a win either way. Look at this thing following you around. Jeff Bezos directly looking into your soul. I mean, wait, look at this. Look at this. Close this. Wait, sorry, one second. 4 million tabs. Where did I fucking... Dude, I have to fucking... Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, right here. Boo! You don't like scary movies? You want this motherfucker in your home? No. So either way, whether Amazon succeeds in their massive buyout of Roomba or not, we as consumers will win. Okay? This thing will be gone, and we can go on living our lives without seeing this. The reason they're buying it, by the way, is multi-pronged. They want maps of every consumer's home so they can get, detailed data exactly on exactly what the average consumer's home size is like and what they can more reasonably afford and what they can sell. It's just data on you they can use to sell you the exact furniture and every fucking thing from Prime they'd want to know. They want to map your home. They also want to have another, Amazon Echo connected device in your home that you can talk to and, again, win the voice wars. Every tech company is trying to get into voice quicker than the other. And most importantly of all, they just want to make another benefit to Prime. They'll probably have some requirement that users of this have Prime or some benefit if they have Prime, and it'll auto-subscribe and auto do things for you. And the idea is to, again, their end goal is to get every single person on Earth on Prime. That's their massive end goal. Prime is the ultimate end-all, be-all. And so that's what they're trying to do. And again, if Amazon wasn't who they were, it is not crazy to have that plan and buy in. But the problem is when they have so much market power in the space and they already are competing in smart vacuums, they shouldn't be allowed to just lose, make a worse product, lose to Roomba, and then buy them out. That's not really... That's antitrust is pretty specific against that. So hopefully it gets blocked, but if it doesn't, at least we'll have a win. Speaking of wins, we have more wins. The wins keep coming. Speaking of Amazon, sorry. Here's a win. Speaking of other things Amazon is trying to dominate, Amazon is continuing to spend more and more on sports broadcast rights. They really want the NFL. That's their goal, to get as much of the NFL as they can get. And they finally got full exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football. And that doesn't sound again like a good thing. But, you guys watch YouTube, right? Guess what? It is a good thing. Because now, Thursday Night Football will be broadcast not by a boring old commentator who played the game, but by Dude Perfect, baby. Dude Perfect will be officially NFL coverage for Thursday Night Football. Along with other people, all cater to different interests. Amazon's strategy is to buy out Thursday Night Football and basically realize that they can't make a one-size-fits-all broadcast. So they're going to hire a bunch of different people that appeal to different people. Basically the Twitch style thing where you don't want to watch the content raw. You want to watch it when your favorite streamer reacts to it. They're going to get popular people and get them to broadcast Thursday Night Football. I think yeah, so there's going to be a dunk take drive where the dudes predict the next play, and whoever gets it correct gets to throw a ball at the opposing guy's target and try and dunk them. Wow. You know, so this is great. This is a big win for football fans. Not really my cup of tea, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it plays out. They might eventually find the right person. Yeah, Nickelodeon did the same thing, where they had like slime digitally superimposed on the field. Will it work though? Probably. It remains to be seen. They've done some tests on Twitch already where you could watch Thursday Night Football games with streamers, and they've done decently well. I think Tim the Tatman had something to do well. It's all part of their plan. And I think. Listen, if it wasn't Amazon, I actually am pretty on board with the idea. The whole concept is people don't really, people want to watch with like-minded fans and a like-minded host. They want somebody they already know and trust to host it, whether or not they're the expert or the best. Mango, yeah. I mean, I'd rather watch Thursday Night Football with Mango commentating than I would like fucking, Tony Romo or something. So there's something. There's something. I think it's got potential. The problem is they have to handpick them right now. It's not like anybody can just co-stream it, which would be sick. I think this is a broader topic. I think co-streaming unlocks so much value. It's the future, dude. Co-streaming is so brilliant. Like you think of something like the Game Awards. The Game Awards is so fucking boring to watch alone. Watching the Game Awards fucking by yourself, and it's like the actual people come out on the stream and they go, But when you watch it co-streamed, it's pretty fun because you're making fun of the funny parts. You're hype at the hype parts. Like the streamer you're watching with probably has a similar mindset on things to you, so it's enjoyable. I think co-streaming what we're seeing now is just an early stage of what it's going to change for all of media. And so I think this is actually a win as an idea. Whether, Dude Perfect is the right choice or whatever remains to be seen. But it's interesting. It's interesting. It's a cool idea. I'm counting it as a win. It's still a win. We're still all wins. Speaking of wins on the similar front, let's go back to corporations making big stupid mistakes and we laugh at them. Here's a win. Remember when I talked about Netflix getting into games? Guess what? Nobody's playing them. It's a win for all of us who didn't want Netflix to add more stupid-ass games to their service. Well, they're already, canceling shows we like. They've been investing into playable games on the Netflix service, and literally nobody's playing them. The ratio is well under 1%. And so, so we'll probably see, assuming Netflix is a rational company, and they've been decently rational, I assume they're going to cancel this idea and get back into improving their core product. But this distraction was immediately proven to be stupid as hell. And it's not a great sign for struggling Netflix because they've already lost, again, 1.2 million subscribers. They're in a bad couple of quarters. And having these random-ass games on there has been unhelpful. They were just phone games. It was so badly implemented. Yeah, they literally shoveled a bunch of, basic-ass shovelware phone games onto their service and thought that was, an innovation. Dude, it's crazy how little Hollywood understands gaming. How much gaming in the past 10 years has blindsided Hollywood and the entertainment industry in general is just, it's boggling. They don't get it at all. They don't get it for movies. They don't get it for the games itself. They don't understand it. And it's so much bigger than Hollywood now that it's shocked them. Go back. You know, that's interesting. Someone said, what if you could play games while watching something? Especially because Netflix is already trying to go for the ambient TV background noise shit. What if they could really overload your fucking brain by picture in picture? You could play fucking Crossy Frog with your remote while you're watching fucking. That's interesting. That's fucking interesting. You have a phone for that? No, you can use your phone as well. Your phone, you're watching a YouTube video and a Twitch stream at the same time while Netflix is open, while you're playing a game. How about that? And someone's jingling keys. And we put ads in all of it. Now we're talking. Now we're getting the wins. Now we're unlocking the value of Marketing Monday. So that's a win. Continuing with wins. Here's a win. But this one needs some setup time. So let me let me just play this for you. Okay? Wait. I'm just going to play this clip for you unprompted, and then we'll talk about it. Here's a win. Favorite Family Guy clips from 2005. If you like that clip, well, then I've got another money-making opportunity for you. Because guess what? There is now a Family Guy Funny Moments pyramid scheme. Okay? Make $1,000 uploading Family Guy clips. Using YouTube short clips is the easiest way to make money online right now. Our course reveals a repeatable, systematic, simple approach to build a profitable shorts channel with just 20 minutes per day. Seriously. Look at this revenue graph. $7,000 in expected revenue. All you have to do is buy this simple $47 course, and you too can be uploading Family Guy clips to YouTube to make easy money. That's what I'm talking about. Another win. I've gotten you guys jobs writing Werewolf Erotica or uploading Family Guy clips. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. I am making you money. By the way, I also am kind of a journalist because in order to get that clip, for this Marketing Monday, I had to ruin my algorithm for all time. By watching one full Family Guy clip to completion twice, I have now ruined my algorithm for the rest of time. I will always be getting recommended Family Guy shorts for the end of all the time I spent on YouTube. Okay? It's over. I did that for you. That's a journalist. The wins continue. I'm mixing in kind of funny wins with real wins, but a couple real wins. There's signs of life in some of the dangerous things in the U.S. economy. Number one, lumber prices are cooling, along with a reduction in shipping costs. Shipping costs falling at an incredibly rapid rate. These things were big drivers of housing and consumer goods inflation, respectively. There is a tentative sign that, you know, we may be over the worst of it when it comes to inflation, and it may be starting to come down. Although economists have predicted inflation has peaked a number of times and have been wrong a number of times. But there are at least finally signs that some of the inputs that led to the bad outputs are cooling. And things might get a little bit, at least, if not cheaper, then less expensive, less rapidly. Yeah. Joe Biden, Dark Brandon flashed lightning at it and took care of it, I think is what happened. But at least the inputs are going down. Now, whether companies relinquish their increased prices remains to be seen. It's unlikely. They have used these rising input costs as an excuse to dramatically increase prices at the expense of the consumer. Whether they will actually bring them down at all when things get cheaper remains to be seen and is unlikely. But but the input costs are getting lower. And there is evidence of a cooling in both housing prices and consumer goods prices. And actually oil prices. Gas prices have dropped like 50 days straight. So there is at least some evidence. Not being said, inflation is still hitting consumers very hard. I even in an all wins Marketing Monday, don't want to undercut the very serious impact inflation is having. But there are signs of life, as well as the U.S. economy added a lot more jobs than expected, which is a sign that, we're not totally recessionified yet. Rent prices have gone down in my area. They've gone up in mine. Rent's still going up. The demand for rent is going up because housing has been so expensive. People can't buy a house, so they're renting. Rent is still quite high. Don't get it twisted. Rent is still quite high, but trending in the right direction on some things. Okay. Oh. By the way, speaking of taxes, yeah, I did this out of order. Fuck, I forgot to mention this. Speaking of taxes, you remember how I said earlier that it's kind of a big win that the IRS is finally getting funded so it can go after millionaires, these crazy tax evaders. Well, a great example of that is the is the Internal Revenue Service of Spain, who have finally gone after the notorious, uncatchable tax evader, the greatest liar of all time, Shakira. Her hips did lie. She owes so much in taxes that Spain wants to imprison her for 8 years. She has $15 million in tax fraud. Damn those lying hips. If we can't trust Shakira, who can we trust? So we'll see what happens here, but they are legitimately considering jail time. There has to be a way for Shakira to wriggle her way out of these charges with the same grace and precision that she moves those hips. I thought I was a journalist. Holy shit. So there has to be. So we'll see. We'll follow this news very closely, but it's good to see, at least finally, a known fraudster brought to justice. Continuing with the wins. Oh, jeez, Christ. Dude, I have follow-ups and I do them out of order. I thought this is not necessarily marketing nor business, though it is my business. And it is extremely interesting. When we were talking about football, I wanted to mention that, there's a player, Kyler Murray. I believe is he on the Giants? Anyway, I don't know football. Kyler Murray, top player. Somebody did a statistical analysis of Kyler Murray's season and found out that on COD double XP weekends, he plays significantly worse in all categories, including passing yards, completion percentage, and win-loss record. He is notoriously notoriously a guy that plays too much COD. And so by analyzing all of the weekends, they have found that his performance deficits closely tie up with these double XP weekends. Interesting. This reminds me of when baseball team managers were freaking out because young players were playing Fortnite in the dugout and then playing worse. And so they were breaking the fucking PS4s in the dugout or in like the fucking, so that the fucking players would stop playing Fortnite. Anyway, that's a win for just Reddit for finally finding something funny and doing something good with their time. Okay. Now I want to give a win for nature for finally healing. And this is going to be rapid fire. A lot of things are happening in the past few days that give me a sense that perhaps nature is healing. Let me make sure that I got them all for you. This is, oh yeah, here it is. Nature I'm going to get them all at once. Yeah. Okay, here it is. Boom. Nature's healing. First off, win. Remember Quibi? Probably not. I did a video on it. You guys remember Quibi? It was founded up by the creator of DreamWorks, Jeffrey Katzenberg. He quit his job and basically spent $2 billion of other people's money to create a video service for your phone that was supposed to trick Zoomers into watching 10-minute bad videos like Chance the Rapper's Punked. Unfortunately, they did not watch them. They didn't care, and the service flopped. Well, he finally took it off his he finally took it off his LinkedIn quietly about a week ago. Used to be right here. Apparently, he did not want. It was kind of TikTok 1.0. It came out well after TikTok was already big. Didn't dent TikTok at all and disappeared. It was not TikTok 1.0 at all. It was just a really fucking bad idea. Vine. If you want to talk about TikTok 1.0, Vine is TikTok 1.0. And fucking Twitter spent billions of dollars to buy Vine and then shut it down. Twitter, a company that is 4 million times smaller than TikTok, had a chance to own TikTok and bought it and shut it down. It's one of the biggest and stupidest things a company has ever done. Twitter buying Vine and shutting it down is one of the stupidest things any company's ever done. Can't wait for Elon to own them. Can't wait for Elon to own them, though. It was definitely worth the $48 billion you promised to pay in writing. Good idea, Elon. Can't wait for that contract to go through. Nature's healing, though. Katzenberg's Quibi's gone. Guess what? The crypto bros that all put laser eyes in their profile pictures are all slowly but surely taking them out. Including this guy who is like the leader of the pack. This guy's one of the first guys to be on the fucking crypto laser eyes memes. Uh-oh. Slowly putting them away. The laser eyes are disappearing. As crypto falls, so too do the NFT apes get removed from the profile picture, and the laser eyes get taken out, and the old tweets promising to the moon get deleted. It's a win. Nature is healing. But still, we won't know it's truly over until Nadeshot. Until Nadeshot's Twitter changes, anything could happen. Until this crypto punk is gone, we truly won't know. Nadeshot's the last bastion. Yeah, all the laser eyes moved to the Dark Brandon. It went from crypto to Dark Brandon. Again, Meta, which is the Zuckerberg's new name for Facebook, in case you don't know, had its first revenue decline ever in the history of the company. All of the continual bad decisions month after month, year after year, are finally catching up to this company. Big win. Meta, at one hacker way, very cool, is finally seeing a revenue and profit decline after months of bad news and stock drops. They're actually seeing actual impacts to their bottom line. And the fact is, they have spent an absolute, the profit drop came almost entirely from the godly amount of money they spent on VR. If you actually drill down into their profit and loss statement, it's like everything is doing pretty healthy. They make a good amount of money on their day-to-day ad services. And then they just lost fucking billions on VR. They're just spending and spending on these headsets and they're not selling. For the Quest. The Quest is not doing well. And, the FTC again is actually stepping in and made an official lawsuit. They're trying to, again, Meta. My understanding of this situation is that Meta is attempting to buy one of the makers of one of the most popular VR games. And the idea is, if they were to buy this maker, is they would force them to only put their game on the Quest. And right now, in an early VR market, that is the exact opposite of what a healthy economy wants to do. You want a lot of competitors, a lot of headsets. So there's competition to drive the price down, to drive feature quality up, to make sure that there's, just more competition. Competition is going to lead to more innovation. And so Facebook, what they're trying to do is completely control the market and buy any popular titles, force them to be on Quest so they can railroad the market and own it and not have to change anything. And the FTC actually noticed this. Again, we are coming off decades of the FTC doing jack shit, basically rubber stamping every possible thing a corporation could do. And they're finally doing an actual lawsuit to stop this acquisition from happening. And if they do block it, it'll be a real win to having some competition in this growing industry. So hopefully we can see it happen. I'm very excited to see at least some signs of life, some budding signs of life from Elitacon and the FTC. Fingers crossed. Fingers fucking crossed. That's a win though. Also in the wins, again, I have so many of these. It's fucking crazy. It's just, the wins are fucking all around me. Save all that. Oh, remember when I talked about how remember we had a fail last week because BMW is going to charge its own users for heated seats? BMW was going to have like a subscription service you have to pay in order to get like windshield wipers to work and heated seats. People are already figuring out how to pirate it. Like instantly, consumers have figured out how to pirate around it and make sure they can unlock all of the features of their BMW without having to pay. Get fucked. Easy win. Yo. That's what I wanted. Here's what I was talking about. $2.8 billion loss for Meta's VR division. These guys look pretty happy, but it's not looking so good for the metaverse division of Meta. Despite changing the entire company name to it, all the money comes from the Facebook part and all the losses come from the Meta part. Close. Oh, fucking huge win. And again, with nature healing, one more big dub. Robinhood, a company that has basically relied on selling the trade data of its users to hedge funds in order to make a profit, is finally seeing users leave its platform. Retail investors are fading from the platform and leading to, again, this is not necessarily a win. We hate to see layoffs, but the company not doing well is a win, and the people are talented, and I'm sure they find jobs elsewhere. Finally, we are seeing a company that has basically treated its users as very, very exploitable get punished and then having them actually leave, leading to a round of layoffs and a downsizing of the company and a fall in its stock. Entirely unrelated, I want to talk about the sponsor for today's video. Public.com. Public.com. Shout out to public.com/Atrioc. Again, if you want to support the Stream and Marketing Monday, I want to talk about an app called Public, where you can check on your stocks and trade. It has a number of features I think are quite beneficial, including the ability to trade fractional shares in stocks. If you sign up using public.com/Atrioc, this code right here, you can get up to $300 in a free stock from me. You can follow investors. You can follow me and see what I'm trading. You can follow other people and see what they're trading. You can follow people like Cody Ko and see what they're trading. It also has built-in information on stocks and news articles on stocks and apps. I read it every morning to check my portfolio. It's a simple, clean, easy-to-use, beautiful app that has been growing in popularity. It also doesn't sell information on your trades to hedge funds. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that, but it doesn't, unlike some other companies might possibly do. Totally unrelated. In fact, only makes money by investing uninvested dollars that are sitting in your account. which is a much more ethical business model and one I'm proud to support. Public has been great to work with. They've been a long-time supporter of Marketing Monday. They were one of the first companies to reach out and notice the program. I actually really respect them for that, and I appreciate the talks I've had with them. So Public is great. Check them out. Public.com/Atrioc. You can get a free stock. In fact, over 500 people have used Public.com/Atrioc to get a free stock, and I know this because I was using the wrong account. I was using my default login, which is just my name, Brandon Ewing, and they actually gave me an Atrioc account. I was using just my fucking account to trade and check my stocks, and there's actually an Atrioc account that they gave me for this, and when I logged into that account to see what was going on, I had 500 plus free stocks, because when you guys sign up for a free stock, I also get one for referring you. I had 500 free ones. And so I was like, holy fuck. So I've been, but the only thing is you can only do them one at a time. So I went through it on a car ride and I put it all into Disney, and I kept getting $3 Disney, $5 Disney, $8 Disney, $3 Disney, $12 Disney, $15 Disney. I got a lot of Disney now, dude. It lets you pick what stock you want, and then it gives you a random number between 3 and 300. I got a fucking lot of Disney thanks to everyone that signed up. So thanks for your wedding gifts. Bob Iger would be proud. So I don't think it works in Canada, but if you are in United States or other countries that it's available in, check it out. It's a great app. I stand behind it, and I'm happy to recommend it. But that's the ad read. Let's get back to the actual wins. I only have a few more. I think I can save some of these. Here's a win for the millennials out there. I've been talking to Zoomers a lot. Let's give the millennials a win. Guess what? Guess what? Finally, we're allowed to eat avocado toast. After fucking shaming us for so many years about wasting our money on avocados and avocado toast, there is now a supply glut of avocados, and farmers are literally begging us to eat more. They've come crawling back to beg us at rock bottom prices to finally eat the avocados that will spoil if we don't eat them soon. So everyone that ate guacamole or avocado toast today, hats off. You're doing your part to reduce food waste. You're a hero. I myself had avocado toast this morning. Proud millennial, doing my part. I served. Let the guac flow. Okay, and oh, there's this. Oh, I mean, I don't have to mention this, but no, we already talked about that. Such a bad photo. There was one more piece of news about the Meta thing. With Meta finally seeing revenue declines, we are seeing the end of the era of the Silicon Valley tech bro, with the end of endless free perks, like the ones I talked about having at Twitch in 2014. This is a win for everyone else that found them insufferable. As someone who lives in Silicon Valley, it's L for me. But we are seeing a drop in tech perks. Again, Meta, for example, just dropped the free laundry perk they were giving out to all of the tech bros at the office. And I think I mentioned this story, but it's so funny. Zuckerberg went up on stage and basically talked really seriously. He was like, this is going to be the toughest time in the history of the company. You know, the future is going to be a very rocky economic climate. We have to batten down the hatches. We have to cut costs. We have to find a way to fight through this storm. And the first employee question was about extra vacation days. It was like, are we going to keep the Meta vacation days we got this summer? And and Zuckerberg apparently let out a loud, exasperated sigh and got very angry. Yeah, I told the story. I'm just saying this is what happened. And so they're cutting back on the end of tech bro culture. End of the day, this is actually secretly an L because any employee benefit should be sent out to more people. Anything that favors laborers over the owners is good, but tech bros in Silicon Valley are pretty insufferable. And so them not getting free catered lattes and and dry cleaning done every day is probably still a win. Okay, final wins. Wait. Oh. Wait. Okay. This is a win for the. You know how sometimes you have so many close friends that you don't want to call any one of them your best friend because it could insult the other ones. You kind of want to keep it all even. Well, it's sometimes very difficult to do that. Sometimes you have to make a choice. Sometimes you have to choose between two people. One of them's feelings gonna get hurt. I want to give a win to Donald Trump, who found a way to solve this unique problem. Because when two Republican candidates in the Missouri Senate race were asking for his endorsement, he endorsed both of them because they're both named Eric. He couldn't decide which one to endorse. So the night before the election, he just said, I endorse Eric. So they both claimed it. Eric Greitens here said, I'm honored to receive President Trump's endorsement. From the beginning, I've been the true MAGA champion. And then Eric Schmidt said, alert, endorsement, President Trump. I'm a grateful president. They're running against each other. He did not clarify. He legitimately said, I endorse Eric, and did not clarify. They both claimed it. Genius. He bet red, black, and green. Refused to elaborate. Big dub. Okay. Wait, I do actually have infinite ones, so I'll have to fucking pick just a few fucking sweetums. All right, I'll give a final win for gamers. And then we'll go into the China update. Let me give a win to gamers, okay? Gamers get the win, finally. Because at the end of the day, people often say, my dad used to say, that there is no use for spending hours of your day playing League of Legends. It gives you no real-world skills. Well, guess what? Tell it to this guy who fended off a real-life robber and stabbed him multiple times in self-defense, saying this, I've never been in this situation before or anything similar, but I feel like I learned to stay calm under pressure because of my experience playing League. Team fights made my heart rate rise, but I was able to keep calm in that. Weird how stuff in games can apply in real life. Every League of Legends player has wanted to stab somebody after a team fight. This guy actually went ahead and did it. Wasn't self-defense, though. As far as I understand. He was being robbed. Don't know the full context. If it turns out later that the robber was his support from a game earlier that day who had stolen his CS, then we should do a further investigation. But for now, we'll take it as a win. We'll take it as a win for gamers, okay? Gives you calm nerves in real life. It wasn't for nothing. All that Valorant you've been playing, not for nothing. Oh, bro, totally off the record, but Quack today, my lead editor, Quack, I saw on fucking Discord that he was playing Terraria for hours during the day. And I messaged him and I said, God damn, Terraria? Not my Valorant goat, I'll tell you that. And then he said, I hit Ascendant, my new peak, and sent me a picture of LeBron James smiling. And I said, wow, that's cool. I didn't know the trick to getting to Immortal from Ascendant was playing Terraria. Little jab. Learn something new every day. And then he said, if I quit my job, I'd be radiant. And I said, if you quit your job, I'd buy a nicer apartment. I wouldn't have to pay his fucking dumbass. So, anyway, funny little back and forth between me and Quack. He's playing Valorant now, by the way. I'm looking on Discord. He's playing Valorant now. So I've done some good in the world. I got him back to the grind. That's a win for me. Getting him back to the grind, dude. He'd be fucking farting around in Terraria. Instead, he's on his way to Immortal. Okay. That's enough wins. That's a lot of wins. God damn, there's a lot of wins. Now we get to a segment where it's not about wins.
What's that?
This segment is not about wins, and I'm no longer required to only say positive things. Everybody, please join Chinese Premier Xi Jinping in saying the iconic line that introduces our next segment.
What's that, Beijing?
What's up, Beijing? Let's talk about what's happening in China because there's a lot happening in China in this past week. If you guys don't know, Nancy Pelosi, after weeks and weeks of debate, did go through with it. She landed in Taiwan. She is the highest ranking member of the United States government to land in Taiwan. Let's see if we have a picture here. Nancy Pelosi lands in Taiwan, sending a pretty strong message after China demanded many times that this event not happen. They basically said that the United States cannot send Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan, and if they do, there will be serious and dire consequences. Now, to be fair, I actually found out there is a proverb in Russia called China's final warning. And it basically means a warning that carries no real consequences. Because for decades now, China has been issuing final warnings around anything around the Taiwan Strait. They've done their first final warning was in 1958. More than 900 final warnings have been issued by the end of 1964. That being said, to laugh this one off particularly would probably be a mistake. The drills they are doing now are more serious and more active than they've ever done before. The amount of money they've spent, the amount of mobilization is much greater than any time in the past. They are doing many airspace drills all around Taiwan. And it is clear, I believe, that military action around and against Taiwan is at some point in the plan of China's future. Like, I think we are within a handful of years, like within 5 years, something's going to happen. Is what it seems like. That's what it seems like. And so this is going to be the greatest geopolitical issue of our lifetimes. And it's very interesting. And it seems like it's escalating consistently. But for anyone worried about this particular event being something, it ended up being a lot of saber rattling. That being said, the concern was there. This is Nancy Pelosi's flight path into Taiwan. You'll notice it was not direct. There was a very clear worry that jets might intercept or get in the way. So this is, it was definitely a worry there. And the flight path did land safely in Taiwan. Nothing happened. If you guys don't understand why Taiwan is so incredibly important strategically and geopolitically, it's because a vast majority of the world's chips, I'm not talking about Lay's, computer chips, are made in Taiwan. They supply chips for everything from PS5s to cars to everything all over the world. And if Taiwan were to fall under the hands of China, then strategically it would be a big blow to everyone else, not just China, but every single other person else. And so, yeah, Doritos. They make all the Doritos there. And imagine if the rest of the world couldn't have Doritos. It'd be crazy. And so neither side really wants to back down. And of course, China sees Taiwan as part of their sovereign nation. So it's been this weird nebulous, like, look the other way kind of situation for both parties because nobody wants a conflict. But eventually, if a conflict happens, neither side can afford to back down or lose. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I don't know how it'll play out, but it's scary, obviously. But also happening in Taiwan, because again, the reactions from China have not just been to shake their fist and do more military drills. They've done some pretty aggressive motions that they haven't done in the past. Like, for example, as of a few days ago, that China announced a requirement that no company can say that any of their parts are made in Taiwan anymore. Let me see if I have the fucking link. Yeah, here it is. Oh, well, this is actually Apple following through with it. This is not the actual link. This is China has new rules on it, and Apple immediately followed through. Apple immediately complied and made sure that that all of their parts must say Chinese Taipei or Taiwan, China to quote local rules. But they're not the only ones. In fact, the big win of this segment, because it doesn't seem very positive, but the big win is that we get to live in a time where the headline, Snickers apologizes to China, is a real headline. That is something that actually happened. Let me pull that up. Here we go. Snickers apologizes to China for suggesting Taiwan is an independent country. Apparently, China said, you know, I think they said something like, or what did Snickers say? Yeah, they had a promotional event where they said their new product will be available in select countries like South Korea, Malaysia, and Taiwan. And China lost their shit for even listing Taiwan as a country where the Snickers bar could be available. It went viral on Chinese social media, and then they had an official response where they said that, yeah, of course, Taiwan is part of China's sovereign nation. Pretty crazy. So anyway, this is all part of China's strategy to not only isolate Taiwan militarily, but you know, diplomatically and economically. They are trying to isolate the country so that when they do, you know, take it over militarily, it'll be less of a problem. That's why they're trying to gaslight the world. So a lot of big news. Again, most of the reaction happening in China is all around the Nancy Pelosi visit and all the repercussions of that. But there is no immediate military action. It's obviously a longer step and a longer play. And we're going to have to see how this plays out going forward. Everything is starting to geopolitically align around a U.S. versus China system. And it remains to be seen how that'll play out. Economically, there are also things going on within China that we can talk about. You know, still many fallout things happening with the collapsing real estate market. But no major new news this week. So that's, yeah, we're heading into sort of a weird global pole alignment. Expect an invasion by 2025. That's what I said within the next 5 years. But I think, you know, they could be gearing up to be as soon as 2023 or 4. Is net week's oops all fails? Yeah, maybe we'll go back to fails next week. Anyway, that's not necessarily a win, but I do want you to know that nothing necessarily has happened. And there is a world where it ends up being just a shaking fist and nothing goes on. And we avoid any kind of conflict between the two greatest nuclear superpowers in the world. And if not, we could get Fallout New Vegas in real life. How about that? So it ended up being a win anyway. How about that? We can literally live Fallout. It's like a real life Fallout reference. So no matter what, we're eating. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the Oops All Wins edition of the Wins and Fails. I hope you enjoy it. I think 90% of them were real wins. There is some good news out there. And hopefully we can see some better strategical plays here in in and around China. I've been saving up bottle caps for years. China has as many nukes as France. They still have hundreds of nukes. I've heard this argument. We're off the record now. People, I don't know. Some people are fucking warmongers, bro. Some people are like, yeah, we have 3,000 nukes. They only have 600. So fucking run it. What are you fucking talking about? Like, what are you talking about? It's so fucking insane. It takes 2 nukes to ruin a country. Yeah, it literally, 2 nukes. Even a country as big as America, 2 nukes would be fucking devastating. The fallout alone. It's absurd. There's no winning in any nuclear war at all, and people need to disavow that entire notion. No, it would be fucking so bad. The only like strategic benefit, if you are a sort of a hardline pro-US, let's beat China kind of person, is that this constant saber rattling by China and military action over Taiwan is helping the U.S. in its sort of Asia apology tour it's doing right now to try and get everyone back on a isolate China bent. It's, there was this thing, I forgot the exact name of the program, but Obama was working on it, and it was like trying to, TPP, Trans-Pacific. And it was supposed to get every country linked into trade agreement except for China so they could kind of isolate and have strategic power in Asia. And it got nuked during Trump, and they're trying to fucking rebuild some of it. And this is helping. It didn't get nuked. It got cut. It got destroyed. It got ended. Not nuked. Not the best word. I don't know. It's very interesting because I read a book called Thucydides' Trap. Thucydides. It's probably one of the more recent books that I actually fucking finished all the way through because I've been such a zoomer lately. Dude, TikTok has ruined my fucking brain. I used to read all the fucking time, and now I fucking read less and I end earlier. I used to read a lot more. Anyway, it's a book called Thucydides' Trap, and it's about, here's an example. It's about, the name comes from a Greek philosopher who basically said, his name was Thucydides, that basically said when Athens was the GOAT, when they were the big dog and Sparta tried to come up on them and started catching up on them economically, that's what led to war. It was like jealousy of their rise. Not jealousy, but like threat of losing their top dog status. And basically the book looked at every single example in history where a country was the dominant economic player and then someone grew to match them or beat them. And if there was a war, and like 18 times out of 20, there was a war. It is basically here. You can see here's the example right here. So like, when France was the biggest and then Habsburg was the rising power, there was a war. When they were the rising power and the Ottomans came up, there was a war. When the UK was the biggest and France started to get bigger, there was a war. Every single example. And so the idea is like, the idea of the book was like, the United States is the biggest economic power in the world, but China is going to pass them. It's going to happen. The numbers pretty much bear that out. And so when that happens, are we going to repeat history and have a war, or will there be some way to avoid it? And it looked at basically the 4 examples in history where it didn't happen to see if there was a way to learn from it. And it is possible. It is possible. Again, none of these wars happened after nukes were invented. And we can't tolerate a war like this in today's world. Like, none of this stuff could happen now because we have nuclear weapons and it'll cause too big of a problem. But to have the 2 biggest economies in the world fighting. So it remains to be seen what happens in this era, but it was an eye-opening book for sure. Terrafor? Oh, yeah. It's already happening. An economic war is already beginning. That's why the United States just passed the Big Chips Act to basically build a bunch of foundries for chips in America. They're giving a bunch of money to Intel basically to build factories for chips. But the problem is, like, it takes a long time and a lot of money. Making computer chips is actually the most expensive, high labor intensive, high tech. Like, Taiwan has been doing it for a long time and subsidized and spend a lot more money than we are. The amount we authorize isn't big enough. What book is it? It's called Destined for War: Thucydides' Trap. Check it out. Are they hiring Lay's workers for the new factories? Yes. 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 Chips, like computer chips, sounds like chips like Lay's. Holy fuck! You thought of it. You win. You're the first person to make that joke today, and you win comedy. Yes, you've done it again. Holy, I can't. I literally can't, dude. I can't. How do you think of this? Fuck, that's funny. God damn. Did you hear about Trump getting raided? I did. I wanted to talk about it today, but honestly, there was no news. There was nothing he just said he got raided, but they didn't say if they discovered anything. There's not. It was too recent. But Trump did get raided. Trump's compound in Mar-a-Lago got raided for them to try and find evidence of documents that he had basically illegally withheld. Trump downloaded Raid Shadow Legends is what I'm trying to say. Who raided him? XQC. Do you guys ever miss? I cannot believe you guys are this funny. Do you guys legitimately never miss? That's so fucking crazy. I mean, you just drop bangers after bangers. How about China financial crisis? China financial crisis is two things at once. It is extremely severe and worth talking about, and it is also massively overblown. It's not that they don't have a big crisis going on, a massive real estate crisis, an unwinding of a massive bubble. They have that. It is real. But I am seeing thumbnails on YouTube that are like, China's economy will collapse in 23 days. Like, the end of China. And it's like, bro, you are wishful thinking. If you think it's fucking absurd, like, there's so many. And it's because there's a big market. And I could lean into it if I wanted to. If I really wanted to fucking farm the views, there is a big market to just saying China's doomed. People just want to hear that. If you just every week said some bad news about China and talked about it like they're fucking over with, people will just go fucking, yes, finally someone tells the news. But the truth is, like, I think people need to get ready for the fact that they're going to be the number one economy in the world. And I think Americans don't want to hear it. I think they get upset when you hear that. I think it makes people uncomfortable when they think of us not being the number one economy, but it's like mathematically it's going to happen. They're going to be the number one economy in the world. And so finding a way to deal with that world and understand that environment and fight for the things that we do differently, which, is good. But trying to pretend it doesn't happen is dumb. I guess the worst thing I hate is burying your head in the sand. Also, it changes nothing. It changes nothing. Again, like, is France, like I'm saying, like, every other country has not been number one in the world. They've had quality of life. It's just, I don't like the whole idea of fucking nuke 'em. People lose their shit about when they hear that. And it's very easy to say that anything bad happening in China is a sign that it's finally collapsing. But history doesn't bear that out. I think it's very unlikely that Xi loses power. I think it's very unlikely. I think any sign their economy will collapse and not grow is very unlikely. But they are going through the first turbulent time that they've had since their big economic miracle. Because, like, since 2000, China has grown at the most insane fucking pace in human history. They went from like a fucking not even top 10 GDP country to knocking on the door of number one, about to be number one. Insane growth. Insane growth. But now they're seeing some big stress tests of that growth. Big real estate bubble. One of the biggest in history that's starting to collapse. Tons of debt. Tons of property debt that's loaded on their local governments. But they're going to do what we did. They're going to print a bunch of money and bail them out. I mean, almost certainly they're going to do the same thing we did in '08. Okay, but if France ever became the number one economy in the world, I would be okay with a nuclear war to stop it. Yeah, of course. I mean, if it's France, we can't have a Napoleon situation, okay? If France ever became number one for whatever reason, we'd all gang up. Hey, everyone agrees? All the Canadians in chat, everyone from all different countries, UK fucks, anyone in South America, we all agree. We'll just go over there and we'll beat the shit out of France. We got a Waterloo too, dude. Oh, no one. Australia's in. Thank you, Australia. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, we'll get the shit out of France, but when it comes to China, I don't think we can necessarily do that. And so we need to fucking understand that's going to happen in the world. In fact, not only is China going to pass us, pretty soon after that, India will likely pass the United States as well. In GDP. GDP doesn't mean fuck all. The most important thing is quality of life for citizens. Growing the GDP generally doesn't mean jack shit for the average person. So what we should do is realign our values to having a country where people are treated better and live better. And then it doesn't matter if someone has a slightly bigger GDP because they have a fucking 10 times bigger population. But, you know, worth noting. Oh, one more thing I want to say while I'm on a fucking rant here is one of the big struggles China's facing is not only the unwinding property bubble and economic struggles and massive COVID lockdowns that are disrupting their economy and companies pulling some of their factories out of China because they're worried about supply chain in a post-Taiwan invasion world. You know, a lot of things are happening that are shaking up China. But one of the big problems they have is demographics. China has a very aging, not Asian. They have a very Asian population, but also a very aging population. China's population is old, and they don't have enough babies to sustain it. Demographics are bad. Demographics are bad, and it's very bad for an economy when it starts to become what's called gray, where you have too many old people and not enough young people to support. You should have a lot more young people than old people. Demographics are bad. Our demographics in America and in Europe and a lot of countries, Australia, everywhere, are also pretty bad. They're all getting bad. Like, people aren't having enough babies in general. Elon Musk is trying his best. But one of the superpowers that America has had to avoid that is immigration. Immigration is one of the only ways a country's economy can fight against the rapidly aging population that's not having enough babies. Immigration is a superpower. It's one of the best juices to your economy. And the fact that we fight it so fucking hard is crazy. It's actually fucking crazy. Because, like, the negative knock-on effects of turning away immigration are massive. It's going to slow down growth, fewer new businesses, fewer workers. But it's, I don't know. Immigrants are blamed for problems when they are not the problem at all. It's a real demonized smear campaign. Elon bit wasn't meant to be a joke. I'm just saying he put out fucking 20 kids. I'm not saying fucking raw dog open borders, but I'm saying more H-1B visas. I'm saying more easier path to immigration. It's very rare that a country has people that want to come there. It's very rare, and the United States is squandering it right now. Third world countries. I love brain draining poor countries. I love harvesting their human resources. Okay, well, it's as an individual, if it's their personal choice to come, right, then they should be allowed to. I feel like Japan could open up a bit and tell people to pour in. Yeah, Japan could use it too. Japan needs it. Japan has a fucking old ass population. The only reason we were replacement levels is because of worsening quality of life. I'm just talking. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if that's the only reason, but but we are is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we are, and it's just been massively beneficial. It's been massively beneficial to the country economically for a long time, and we are fucking. It's one day it's not going to happen, and we're going to wish. Immigration is just there's so much data that it's so net economic good. It benefits every citizen of the current country. Yeah, Japan's population has been declining since before it was cool. Yeah, Japan has had a lost fucking decade for a variety of reasons, but their population has been old for a long time and getting older. Is today only wins and fails? We're done with the wins and fails. I'm just talking now. Just shooting the shit. I have a Marketing Monday, but it's too late to do it. It's on HBO Max. And what the fuck's going on over there, which is fucking high-stakes Succession-style drama. Everyone wants to know what the fuck's going on with HBO Max, and they're fucking shuttling back, growing everything. I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do it. Yep. But it'll take me at least an hour, and I can't do it now. Doesn't the U.S. already have the most immigration? Yeah, it's what I'm saying. It's one of our superpowers. It's one of the best things the U.S. economy has. It's one of the only reasons we are having a better demographic split than Asian-wise than other countries that are getting clobbered by it. And it'll just fuck us if we fucking totally. I'm not saying, yeah, I'm just saying it should be leaned into and not demonized. Is this period of relative peace in the world? Yeah, this is I mean, relative peace. But basically, the post-World War II era has been one of the longest stretches of uninterrupted relative peace in human history. On a widespread scale. And hopefully it continues. Outside of fucking Russia fucking up the game in Ukraine. Is that because of nukes? Yeah, I mean, on a mass, like a big country versus big country scale, there hasn't really been wars because of nukes. Hey, I'm of Chinese descent, and I'm worried about a repeat of Japanese internment camps if China gets hostile. Well, yeah, that's why I always try to like mention when I'm talking about China, first of all, the reality situation. And then also that like, if I'm ever critical of China, it's of Chinese government. It's not, literally, I have lived in so many countries. People are literally have the same wants and needs everywhere. Everyone's fucking the same. Everyone wants to have fucking money, job security, someone to have sex with. Everyone's fucking the same. Everyone has the same fucking wants and needs. There's no fucking difference. It's crazy people think that people in China are somehow fucking alien in what they want and need. They all want the same fucking things. Some of them are trying to get rich. Some of them are trying to get laid. It's the same over here, dude. Everyone's fucking the same. It's crazy. The average person across the globe has the same fucking wants and needs. I'm only critical of the government. We all want money, pussy, and weed, Gandhi. Exactly. And yeah, anyone that like, I don't know, gets weird about China is not understanding what's going on, I think. But at the end of the day, I don't support the CCP at all. So I have to fucking balance that. I still want to be critical of them, just without fucking being critical of the average Chinese citizen who's just doing what they want to do. They're just trying to fucking live. Did you hear about the TSM and riot ruling today? No, what happened? I didn't. HBO Max and Discovery is tomorrow. I have a full marketing Monday on it. There's a lot to talk about. HBO Max and Discovery is very interesting. It's fucking high stakes succession style drama. There's actually so much. By the way, shout out to Fodokin, the newest Marketing Monday employee. We worked together on putting together some stuff on HBO Max. There's a lot more going on than just them canceling Batgirl. It's actually very interesting. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. Did you watch any of Evo? Not really. I actually don't like fighting games. I mean, I like the culture of it, but I don't like watching them outside of Street Fighter and Melee. That's the only two I can really enjoy. Anime fighters and fucking doesn't do it for me. I got no problem with it. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. It's just not doesn't get me torqued. Atrioc hits. Did you watch Midnight Mass? No, I didn't. Balloons update? I didn't play. Is it good? I'm still planning to play Ori, but after my honeymoon trip. I'm going to try and beat Elden Ring probably on Wednesday. Just go fucking hard in the paint on Elden Ring Wednesday. And then hopefully I can come back and play Ori. Opinions on updates on Russia. Listen, Ukraine's still fighting. Insane after all this time. It's impressive. It's a bit of a standstill. I have no fucking idea. I mean, every time I hear of new wins from Ukraine, but they're so outmatched economically in this battle that I don't, and like numbers wise, that I don't know. It feels like it's just infinite conflict. I don't know how it fucking ends. U.S. just passed $1 billion package. Yeah, I mean, it has been strategically good for the U.S. Because Russia's did not win quickly, and so they look weaker, and it's united NATO again, and it's like stressed Europe's need for all that shit, but it hasn't it's been fucking awful for Ukraine. Yeah, Norway and Denmark joining NATO. Yeah, exactly. Thoughts on... Wait, what? Oh, Sweden and Finland, yeah. Sweden, yeah. I heard Linkus brokered the deal himself. How's Russian economy doing after the embargoes? The embargoes were a little bit overblown. Russia makes things that... Like, Russia is not a service-based economy like the U.S. is. Russia has a lot of natural resources. They have oil and natural gas and, fucking things that the countries want. And so if we embargo them, they just sell it somewhere else. I mean, they've been selling a ton of fucking oil to China. So they're actually not, like, the ruble has rebounded from its crash. That being said, Russia's economy as a whole is still very small and corrupt. It's always been deeply fucking corrupt, oligarch controlled, little kingdoms and fiefdoms of people that are handpicked by Putin that control. So it's not a fucking dynamic global growing economy. It's shitty, but it's not. They're not suffering as much from the sanctions as you might expect. But it's awful. The fact that this war's still going on is awful for Russia. There's no, because they just look fucking way more incompetent and weak because they're way bigger than Ukraine, and they still haven't finished this war. They're supposed to win in the first day. The whole narrative was that they were going to fucking sweep through, capture Kiev, put in a puppet government, win in the first day, and it's still going. Does the inflation bill do nothing to fight inflation? Yeah, not really. I mean, the main things in the inflation bill are about tax reform and green energy. And because it's spending money, it's if anything, government spending is half the problem that started inflation. Just renamed. But tax reform is deflationary. Yeah, that's correct. Again, I think tax reform is the best part of it. Any sort of increased tax on extremely wealthy corporations and just enforcement of the tax laws we already have is great. Because I don't know. It's just very bad when the rule applies to two people and one of them follows the rule and one doesn't, and it's not enforced. Because then that person that followed the rule is punished for following it. And in fact, should, if they're rational, ignore the rule, ignore the law. And that's because fucking none of the shit's enforced on high income earners. The IRS thing's a big deal. It's a big win. I don't think this will cause a spurt of renewed inflation, if that's what you're asking. I think the bill's good. I like the bill. Are you a W-2 worker? Yeah, I get a W-2 from NVIDIA. I also get a 1099 from Twitch and from YouTube. But I have a W-2. Why would Congress pass something that makes them get taxed? It's not increasing taxes. It is just funding the IRS so that it can enforce and audit people that are already breaking current tax laws, of which among the wealthy there are many. There was no new taxes added. There is no change in taxes. If you are a regular W-2 worker, it will change nothing for you. It'll just change nothing for you. Literally, you already just fucking file your taxes the basic TurboTax way. If you use TurboTax, don't fucking worry about the IRS getting funded. Doesn't it close loopholes? Yeah, I think it's around corporate tax. It closes loopholes. But the biggest loophole of all is that you can do some shady shit. Like, let's say you're super fucking rich and you own 10 properties and a ranch, and I don't know, you start fucking realizing that you can buy, I don't know, buy and sell horses for your ranch at a massive markup to use as a fucking tax creditor. If there's some fucking loophole you can use, and it's like probably not 100% allowed, but nobody's enforcing it, so you do it, and then you just declare your income as way lower and get a fucking tax credit. Okay? And you underreport your taxes consistently. Before, the IRS was just so underfunded, they're losing budget every year, they couldn't, even if they knew you were guilty, they couldn't possibly mount a defense and enforce it on you. And now they're more likely to be able to. And because of that, you're going to think twice before defrauding. You're going to be a little more careful. You're going to think, is this actually legal before you do it? And that means your neighbor that follows your advice will do the same thing. It'll have positive knock-on effects and have less tax cheating throughout the whole economy. It's just a good thing. Not to be a cringe Zoomer doomer and looking for a genuine answer, but why do you think they'll use the extra money to go after rich people? There's literally, they have not reduced the amount of audits they do on poor people at all. It's always been the same amount, no matter how much funding they have. But back when they used to have a reasonable amount of funding, they would also audit rich people. Like the data's already there. The IRS used to have more funding, and they used to audit rich people, and rich people would cheat less in their taxes. And then every single year for the past 15, 20 years, they've squeezed the IRS down and down and down because it's a very easy punching bag. And the main beneficiary of that have been very rich people. They benefit because they can be more and more gray area with their taxes and underreport and cheat because they know it's less likely to get investigated. So it's good they're getting some funding back. Even with this new funding, they're not even close to being the highest they've ever funded. Like, this is only undoing 10 years of, like, slicing their budget to nothing. The other thing this is only the beginning of tax reform, but it's a step in the right direction. What we need to do is have simple, clear tax laws that are rigorously enforced. And get rid of the Intuit TurboTax lobby so that the average person can be automatically filed. So if you have a W-2, if you're an average person making under fucking 120K or whatever, your taxes should be automatically filed by the government. It should be already done. They should send you a sheet. You should check it, sign it, and be done. That's what they should do. That's step one of tax reform. That's what they should do. Then, for all the fucking loopholes and extra stuff at the higher end, they should close it all. They can even lower taxes, but make it flat and understandable and easy to fucking explain and understand so that the fucking massive tax avoidance industry is neutered. So there's not billions of dollars in paying tax professionals to fucking help you lie and argue in court and change your taxes. And then from there, have a well-funded IRS to enforce it so people can't cheat. If you had those three things, we have a fucking amazing tax system. But just recognize that, like, yeah, a lot of the talking points you're going to see about things like the IRS or about the FD, like Lena Khan and the FTC doing some actual enforcement of antitrust, all the talking points you're going to see are just written by rich people to make you think it's bad for you. And it's not going to affect your fucking life at all. But you're going to see so much shit. They're going to try it. There's just a lot of fucking shit they're going to write to make it seem like it's the end of the world for you, an average person. So you'll be on the side of the rich people who are actually fucking scared of it. It's just scaremongering. But trust rich man on Twitch. I think your definition of rich is so has very little nuance. I think you need to understand that the scale of rich goes to such improbable exponential heights. To categorize someone like Jeff Bezos and a fucking even XQC in the same sentence is absurd. I'm confused. Why would the IRS not just double down on the poor people? What do you mean double down? They're talking about Rich Campbell. Oh, yeah, he's rich. Tax him. Why don't the poors just get more money? Good idea. Wait a minute. You should run for president. We should tax everybody richer than me at 100%. It's called the Sigma grind set. You wouldn't get it. Yes. Yes. Everyone poorer than me is lazy, and everyone richer than me is a fucking fat cat that should be taxed. That's my platform. What if we taxed everybody at 100% for 1 year? That isn't so nobody makes any money for the whole year. People would die. It would be catastrophic. It would have no benefit, and it would be terrible. Don't say could work. It wouldn't work. It makes no sense. It would be a massive revolution, if anything. I actually claim to have more money than I do on my income taxes so I can grind harder. It's fucking Sigma as shit. Damn. So you make 35K, but you write 150 just so they fucking extra tax you? That is fucking baller. Holy shit, dude. It's called a donation. Damn, you're trying to help out the IRS. That's sick. I make false claims about my income to damage the IRS's time and protect my billionaire friends. Wow, you're a true friend. You fucking make sure that you get audited so that the IRS has less time to audit actual rich people. That's a true friend. That's fucking awesome. What a real one, dude. Jeff Bezos could be so lucky to have you as a friend. Bro, I was reading this article about I didn't mention this in the wins and fails because it's kind of depressing, but I've talked for a long time, like almost 2+ years. I've talked about how the economy is slowly bifurcating into like the Dollar Tree and Gucci economy, where like middle class stores and stuff are sort of like getting phased out in favor of like Dollar Trees and Walmarts, and then like very high end luxury stuff. Talked about it for a while. Anyway, I read 2 articles this weekend. One of them was about how Dollar Tree sales are way up. More people are shopping at Dollar Tree than ever before. People are buying more basic essentials at Dollar Tree because obviously inflation is causing everything being more expensive. That was one article. And the other article I read was about fucking how yacht culture is having its best year ever. Yacht culture? Yachts are selling like fucking crazy. Yachts are doing fucking numbies, dude. So Dollar Tree and yachts are both having fucking absolute banner years. And Uniqlo, the last bastion of the middle class. Praise Uniqlo, dude. Uniqlo, fucking Target, and I don't even know. And fucking Five Guys. Oh, not even Five Guys, dude. Five Guys is kind of expensive. Smash Burger, really. Yeah, In-N-Out, I guess. But anyway, the thing on the yacht culture was crazy because some of the quotes in there. So this guy, I think it was the New Yorker or whatever. He goes around, he's interviewing all these people at these yacht shows, all these fucking ultra wealthy fucks. And one of the quotes he writes down was like, bro, it was like a rich guy was talking to another rich guy, and he said, less rich guy. And he's like, the reason I buy yachts is because from the normal day to day, you and I are the same. We both fly private. We both have a chef. We both have a driver. Okay? A yacht is the only way I can let the world know that we are not the fucking same. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. Bro, that is Ludwig to me. That's actually so true. Because I have a lot more money than I ever thought I would have. But I don't have fucking rent a yacht for my birthday money. That's fucking Lud, dude. But he's still renting. He's not rich enough to buy. These guys are buying $200 million yachts. It's just fucking crazy. I mean, there was the thing, Jeff Bezos bought a yacht that was so big, the only way it could sail out of the harbor it was built was to demolish an ancient like ceremonial important bridge. So everybody in the fucking country like fucking rebelled and was like incredibly mad and wouldn't allow him to do it. Well, legitimately, he just got it out. I don't know exactly how he did it, who Houdini'd it, but like in the past week or two, he managed to get his boat out. I don't know how he did it, but he got his fucking yacht out. Netherlands? Yeah, it was Netherlands. He lifted it up in a giant helicopter. He built up an even bigger helicopter. Yeah, I mean, the whole fucking thing was insane. The whole article was insane. If you really want to fucking be gritting your teeth, read that article and just listen to some of these quotes by rich people. Like, they were talking about how one guy was like, the reason I got a yacht is because in regular day-to-day rich life, I can't have more than a few servants. People think it's tacky if I have anything more than like a butler and a chef. Like I only have a few servants in my house. And if you have more than that, it feels opulent. But on a yacht, you could have up to like 20. You can have an insane number of crew per person owner. And nobody bats an eye. Been there, man. And I was thinking, I was like, man, fucking preach. Dude, I've been there. Finally, someone says it. Oh, my God, dude. And then this one guy, they were following this one guy around. This guy, he's like, this is off the coast of Italy or something. It's like a very famous yacht harbor where these rich people hang out. And this one guy is a local billionaire. Okay? But he's not a multi-billionaire. Cringe. He has like $1.2 billion. So he can only afford a certain class of yacht. And it's a big yacht, but it's a certain class of yacht. Okay? And for a long time, his yacht was the biggest in the bay. And the story is of him. So he's like, he gets his little, every yacht has a little boat, smaller boat that you can use to go to shore off the yacht. He's on that boat and he tells the driver, his captain, take me around the bay. And the driver's taking him around the bay. And as he's sailing around the bay, he's seeing all these yachts that are bigger than his. And he starts to get sadder and sadder. This fucking man-child with $1.2 billion starts getting more and more depressed. And eventually, the story says, he looks at the ground, he looked very glumly and says, take me home, take me back to my yacht. And he looks and he sighs. He looks off in the distance and he sighs. And he tells his driver, what happened? I used to have the biggest, most sparkling yacht in the bay. How can I keep up with all this new money? And the article is New Yorker, by the way. So it's written almost as if this guy's like fucking oppressed. It's written like this is a sad story. And it's like, holy fuck, dude. You have billions of dollars. You have a fucking massive yacht. Someone has a bigger one. Get over it. It's crazy. It was very funny. Very fucking funny article. Well, not billions. I'm sorry. You have. You're right. Ooh, yikes. I cringed myself there. He doesn't have billions of dollars. He has $1 billion of dollars. Yeah. Let's not exaggerate. Let's not put this guy on a pedestal. He's not fucking. There is always a bigger yacht. Yeah. And apparently, not only are yachts selling like crazy, but they're bigger than ever before because everyone that buys a yacht wants to have a bigger yacht than their rich friend's yacht. So yacht sizes are growing at a rapid rate. They're actually have grown more in the past 2 years than ever before. They're turning into fucking aircraft carriers. Imagine. Are the yachts an investment or just a waste of money? That's the thing. The article specifically specifies that yachts are not an investment. Of all the things rich people can buy, yachts are the worst ROI. Buying a yacht instantly depreciates in value has way less resale value, doesn't grow in value over time, and is incredibly expensive to maintain. Yachts are the worst use of your money. You could buy fucking Ferraris are a way better use of your money than a fucking yacht. Like the yacht is like the single worst thing. And that's why they buy it. Because even if you're a billionaire, $200 million yacht, you can't really afford. If you have $1 billion, it's still irresponsible to buy a $200 million yacht. But if you're Jeff Bezos, you can flex and buy a $200 million yacht. You can waste that money. The whole point of yachts in the article is like, it's to show that you can, it's like the only differentiator for the very rich from the ultra very rich. You know what I'm saying? It's from the 1% and the 0.1%. It's like designed to be wasteful because they can afford it. Imagine being so poor you have to buy a used yacht. Omega lol, dude. Fucking Omega lol. How much is Bezos worth? What, 200 billion or something? Imagine a used yacht. My parents wanted to sell everything when they retired and buy a yacht. They looked at the numbers for a second before that plan went out the window. Okay, your parents are still, they're either very stupid or still very rich. Nobody considers a yacht unless they've got somewhat near yacht money. Okay, no, it's not like a fucking, maybe I'll get a yacht. Okay, but yes, understand that like the whole point of yachts is that even if you're fucking dumb rich, like even if you there's no streamer that can afford a yacht. Not even close. Not even close. Not even combined. Like you can't just be like, there's no celebrity with a yacht, I think. Celebrities go on rich people's yachts. Like you have to be dumb rich. Hassan could not, Amaranth could not, Train could not. Like an actual yacht. Even Jay-Z and Beyonce charter. Yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce are still celebrity rich, although Jay-Z's kind of billionaire rich now. Jay-Z could afford a yacht if he really wanted it, but he goes on fucking... Jay-Z's making money moves, dude. Jay-Z goes on Jack Dorsey's yacht and then sells him Tidal for $200 million. Tidal, the worst music service ever, somehow gets bought by Jack Dorsey. Fucking dumb as fuck. Because he hangs out with Jay-Z. He wants to hang out with Jay-Z. I have one in GTA, though. Oh, shit. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, celebrities are always posted up on yachts, but they rarely, I don't think they ever own them. They're always guests. Most expensive yacht is $600 million, and it's owned by the Dubai royal family. It's good to see they're saving their money for that fucking $14 trillion mirrored vertical city they're going to build. I'm sure that'll get done. Dubai's making some dumb shit, dude. Y'all still on yachts? I bought Madagascar. That's the Elon Musk flex, dude. He just puts a fucking steering wheel in Madagascar. Holy shit. Where does Dubai's money come from? Legitimate question. Where does Dubai's money come from? You have no idea? You never heard of oil? They sell sand. Yeah, there's big money in sand. No, they're yeah, they're in the middle of the desert. They're the breadbasket of the world. They sell fruits and vegetables, olive oil. Yeah, no, they oil. It's oil. It's all oil. Dubai has an extremely wealthy oil controlling royal family. Do love oil though. Dubai's crimes against humanity are awful. That's you phrased that so funnily because you implied that Dubai's crimes against humanity are awful. Everyone else's though are good, but I hate Dubai. Again, I'm all for a crime against humanity here or there, but Dubai's, the way they do it is so cringe. Yeah, crimes against humanity are generally awful, regardless of who's doing it. There's crimes against humanity and there's crimes against humanity. You know what I'm saying? There's yachts and then there's yachts. How do you think China invading Taiwan will affect the economy? I mean, that's like, listen, it'll affect it in so many broad and unintentional and insane ways that no one can predict. There's not a single person alive that knows exactly what will happen when China invades Taiwan. Certainly not a fucking streamer. But I can tell you some of the basics, and that's if they did it sooner rather than later, it's like a no-win situation. Like especially the U.S., but many countries kind of have to get involved because of how important chips are from Taiwan. That's the kind of the crux of the problem, is that until a alternative can be built, a homegrown alternative, like countries cannot stand by and let Taiwan get swallowed up. It just that will not. It's like geopolitically unallowable because of how important the semiconductor industry is, the chip industry. But also, yeah, the raw materials coming out of China and the production coming out of China are valuable. And I think what the Ukraine war has shown is that the U.S. can no longer just kind of like tell the world to sanction somebody. U.S. kind of used to have that power where they'd be like, we all sanction this person, and then everyone doesn't trade with them. But now they said, we all sanction Russia, and then like some people agreed. And then Russia just sold the stuff to everyone else, like to Brazil and Iran and China. And so, you know, in an event that China and the United States, or China and Taiwan with the backing of some Western countries were at war, it would be a problem because China's got a lot of the manufacturing that is used in America, and there's no replacement currently. So it would be economically very bad for Western countries in a war. But also, you know, nobody knows. Nobody's how it would shake out. It would be bad. It'd be bad on both sides. They need people to sell it to, and we need production. Any books you've been reading? Yeah. I am reading this book. Build by Tony Fadell. It's the guy that made the he made a lot of things. He made the iPod, the iPhone. He made a lot of things. But it's like it's a more practical book. It's not like a big ideas thing. It's like managing teams. You know, it's basically because he didn't personally build them, you know. But it's kind of like the realities on the ground, how, you know, like what happens, how different egos clash, how you deal with that, how you fucking get people to work on the same mission. Yeah, it's like corporate stuff, but it's interesting because he did a good job at it. So he writes in a style that's not boring. I am reading Cat in the Hat. Shit, really? What's that about? Holy shit, you're reading Cat in the Hat, dude? That's fucking... Tell me about it. Tell me, what's the main theme? No spoilers? I'm sorry. Bro, the twist is insane. There's a cat and he has a hat. Fuck, that sounds sick. Fuck, that sounds good. Atrioc, when someone brings up good marketing, what should I say to contribute to the convo? Here's an easy one. If you're ever in a conversation about marketing and you want to say something witty or interesting, tell them about the time that Red Bull, when they were first starting out, went around to different clubs in London and scattered empty Red Bull cans, like in trash cans and on tables, to give the appearance of social proof, to give people the idea that Red Bull was actually popular, and it actually helped spike sales and get them started. It was a pretty genius, cool, early marketing idea, and people liked that story, so you can tell them about it. What do I say if I want to sound dumb and exit from the convo? Say, say I'm reading Cat in the Hat and walk away. Don't elaborate. Or you could say, yeah, marketing never works on me. Everyone says that is the most likely. Okay, but it doesn't work on me. Okay, yeah, you're the different. You're the exception. It's never worked on you. People see one fucking commercial they laugh at and think, oh, that's bad. And they think, oh, I'm above marketing. I've never been got by anything. Did you see Kevin O'Leary said it's a good thing the top 1% have more wealth than the bottom 50%? Yeah, he said it's going to make them work harder. Kevin O'Leary's a jackass, dude. I hope it's part of a character. I think he's trying to play a character. I think he tries to play the rich asshole. I mean, he probably is a rich asshole, but I've seen some interviews where he seems more normal, and then you see his big public appearances, and he's always such like that. It's fucking insane. It's insane. But yeah, you want to go to sleep? All right, well, it's 11:18. I have to go to sleep as well. Hey, chat, thanks for watching. That was fun. That was good. That was a good time. Good talking to you. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I appreciate your questions, and also you guys were funny today. Thanks. I'll be back tomorrow with probably best tweets and also hopefully the Marketing Monday about HBO Max. Or maybe I'll flip that. I'll just do HBO Max for sure, and we'll do best tweets on Wednesday. We'll figure it out. Anyway, much love, Sevens. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great fucking night. Let's raid somebody. Let's see who we can raid. Let's pass on the love. Thanks for all the subs. I didn't read them all, but it's tough to read them on Marketing Monday because I'm fucking ranting. I'm in the zone. I'm talking. Hawaiian Hercules. Thank you for the 14 months. Incognito, thank you for the prime. Nikos, thank you for the prime. Nidus Joe, thank you for the prime. All right, let's raid we can raid trying to rate somebody I haven't rated in a minute. Split things up for once. We could raid. Let's raid Afghans, I guess. Oh, is Alveus Sanctuary live? No, we'll raid Afghans. I sound so sad about it. I'm so fucking depressed to be raiding Afghans. Ugh. Everyone, please, if you can, trudge your way over to Afghan stream and see if you can force on a smile. If you can fucking stomach it. Please try not to vomit at the first sight. Now, check them out. Afghans have been killing it lately. Try your best, though. Do your best. Goddamn. Do your fucking best. Fake smiles on. Fake smiles on. Show some love to Afghans. Thanks again for the great night tonight. Have a night. Peace.